Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. How do you do? How has it been? I can, as always, really just speak from my own perspective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And yeah, it's been quite life-changing, as I truly felt the last activation we did on the 1st of September was very powerful. And again, it's before and after that is all part of the activation. This really is, always a whole bonanza, and we're going to do a whole other one. New level, up leveling all the way, okay? Flying all the way the fuck back home, because this is it now, okay? This is the full and final breakthrough. It's already here. Our full and final liberation. The one Cosmic Kryst monad fully liberating itself from the false fear matrix, as the God self is fully taken over. It's love, it's wisdom, it's truth, it's a threefold founder flame, it's the real truth returning. And this is what returns through organic reality, our Edenic bodies and worlds, all new free worlds. The lands of milk and honey, the golden realities, okay? So since that activation, closing the circle, and thanks again so much for those that took part and supported the container energetically in all ways, shapes, and forms, because that was truly powerful. Massive heart healing, emotional body healing. I mean, so much. I can't even remember at this point. I literally just closed out that activation, quantum field, whatever now, I don't know, 10 hours back or so, just before I properly got started on the new bonanza of activations, because we keep on rolling, as we want to bring us all home and as many as possible. And I truly had a conversation with God today, and I just want us all home. Okay, I want us all home. This is why I do what I do. I know people don't get me. I'm going to say a few words to this because it all ties in with the big picture. Why people don't get me and the role I'm here to play. And truly, I feel like a fool many times, repeating myself, saying the same thing over and over again. And it's like crickets, or literally talking to walls. And this has been a theme, obviously, throughout many lifetimes, because I'm here to return the wisdom of the Sophia, the true Cosmic Kryst teachings. And I understand when people don't get the role I'm playing and think that I'm whatever and judge me. But you need to understand, I understand all of this, and I don't really need anyone to psychoanalyze me or, well-meaning comments that basically tell me that I'm not doing it right, because truly I'm here to share my wisdom that I've I've earned this. I've been through hell and back a million times. I've been dived into the deepest, darkest shadows of the collective unconscious in order to shine light and love into it, to elevate it to a higher consciousness, alchemize all, and turn it into pure gold. I turn shit into gold, literally, in all ways, shapes, and forms. So, and I do this from the heart, because this is why I kept going, because I know people are judging me. I'm very aware of my shadow and my light, very aware, believe me. I do a lot of self-introspection. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to speak from a place of authenticity and authority and integrity. 639. So, on the 5th, I could see the Shiva and the Shakti fully merging, the blueprints. This is all part of the activation bonanza that's happening now. So I am offering a 7-day remote activation. This is 24/7 times 7, as well as it's quantum, the both end, the paradox. It's very potent already in the field. It's already online, as well as we will be meeting kind of at 9:19 p.m. UK time. You can see the details also below for your local time and more the description or the activation, the written activation that comes along with the remote activation bonanza series of the next 7 days, where we meet daily for an hour, so to say, in the quantum field. So it's just an energetic remote activation. But I know, like, and I have done something similar like this before, and they're really powerful. And I mean, we are so much more powerful now. And especially the membership container that we've been building and the power and the quantum we hold there. So this is already online. The field has been flooded with diamond rainbow plasma light. The core crystalline structures of Earth are fully igniting our own diamond rainbow plasma light bodies. The Krysta Macabre, the new Christos Sophia blueprint, the Hiragamic Union blueprint, the androgynous blueprint, and the Albion body of Earth. And again, this is a cosmic blueprint that's been fully ignited. The interdimensional Stargate system, I mean, there's so much to it. And I also was guided to do this remotely instead of another call, more talking. I mean, I could go on forever ultimately, and there's always more to transmit, but this is where we're shifting gears. Everything flips, including the poles in the magnetic field, back to Mother's supermagnetism, natural organic magnetism, where we magnetize things to us instead of running after them or running away. The push and pull in the field fully dissolved through us holding the 0-point field of divine love, neutrality, oneness, what that truly means. Because love is not just soft love, it's also tough love. And I know I bring this online, and I know people expect the divine mother, the cosmic mother, that archetype to be all, love and light and roses, and butterflies and unicorns. But no, it's just like God. She embodies the Holy Spirit, the Holy Sophia. She is both. She is creator and destroyer. Like it's a new androgynous blueprint where your masculine, feminine, higher, lower self, everything is merged. Because this is not about just non-duality. It's about integrating duality, polarity within the non-dualistic field of the oneness, of the totality of the singularity, the both and mastering this. Because this is now us where we are feminine and masculine, as well as, returning to our more feminine and masculine, male, female energies, principles, aspects. Because the cosmic mother, father, they have returned to all realms. They're going to be fully physicalized by us now. And it's very much about all of these divine counterparts, twin flames, to come back together and fully ignite this new divine blueprint in the physical. Together, they hold so much power. As the tribes, the closer we come to our own original energy signature frequency. And again, I mean, there are many possibilities right now, okay? Again, we could have already, so to say, have ascended. And we are ascending, but what I'm saying is could have already completed it, some of us, but we're still holding open the gates for other people to keep making quantum leaps and jumps and taking those final crossroad steps, decisions, to get as many of us home right fucking now. The only thing in a way is the false ego self that feels shame, guilt, blame, resentment, anger, fear, judges, is in separation, lost in this illusion, okay? Now, this is where we need to acknowledge what's up, talk about it, that's what heals. Bringing love into it, more compassion, more understanding, that's what heals. Not judgment, not having opinions, not telling people like me that I'm not doing it right and giving me unsolicited advice. And yeah, this is why I actually don't usually read the comments, because there's always some people piping up with just annoying stuff. And it's just, but it's not just, I'm not coming from defense. I'm coming from like, no, it's not like that. It's like this. This is the truth. I'm here to speak the truth. I'm here to literally dissolve the collective ego self. So I know people are judging me, don't get triggered by me, throwing all of this shit at me. And I've been clearing this all this time. And then they still hate me for it because I'm not doing it right. Well, I'm clearing the shit of everyone who's not owning their shit and then throwing it at me. It's like a double whammy, okay? And I've talked about this before. And many of us Blu-rays or transmuters have been doing this, the divine feminine, okay? Being the energetic slave of the collective. And this is where this has stopped with the last activation of us closing the circle, no more karmic loops. Those of us who've done the deep heart inner work, excavating ourselves, turning us inside out, being burned up in the fires of purification, illumination, and ascension, because that's the only way. You need to burn up your false ego self. You need to fully surrender to source. And I come from that place. I do everything by guidance, where I still don't want to turn up. I don't want to make this video. I just was fighting a freaking wasp invasion for an hour. Anyway, so, but this is like, people don't get how much love this is being transmitted. And it doesn't just come in softly, softly, because if people keep attacking me, judging me, giving me advice, everything is felt in my field, even the people who are not commenting, okay? I know what you're feeling and thinking, people, really, okay? Because this is literally my job. As I hold the core of this Cosmic Kryst Blueprint, the evolutionary blueprint for creation, okay, I'm literally tuned into it at one of the super consciousness field. This is why I can transmit what I'm transmitting. And this is all connected with the title of today, the Christos mission, fulfilled, the Christ mission, because again, as I mentioned, and this is only relevant in the grander scheme of things, the big picture right now, okay? Because my incarnation as Sarah, who is an ascended master herself, the daughter of Joshua and Mary Magdalene. But was also shown to me that there has been a curse around the gray lines and the firstborns being sacrificed. And especially in that timeline. So, because just as Christ was, the gray lines and the role I've been playing is like you're the sacrificial lamb. You are literally like, you know, you have stones thrown at you for clearing up all of this collective bullshit, doing the right thing, and people just don't get you because they just, you know, don't know any better. They're not at the frequency bandwidth. Now, this is shifting now. So this is also why I'm transmitting this. And just to bring this all to a real close and part of the big picture, this is. Because this is beyond me identifying with that role. It's just that it's part of why I'm transmitting the way I do, what I'm here to do, the role I'm playing, and the blueprint I'm holding, which is literally me being the Sphere of Amenti, me holding the blueprint, again, together with you. I couldn't do this on my own because we're all one anyway, but I'm just holding the core fractal together with my masculine and, you know, with the masculine. And, you know, the inner child, the golden Christ child is born out of this. And again, this is happening from within the one consciousness. People who've been on my calls understand me a bit better. Because again, I can never fully transmit my multidimensional complexity in these little videos, okay? And I'm here to trigger the collective ego. And I know I trigger people, and I've been doing it willingly. I kept on going with very little physical support and a lot of shit thrown at me, not to mention all of the interference. And when people think like us struggling and sharing this openly, you know, although this could ultimately, you know, be of disadvantage to our spiritual ascension, but we do it from a place of so other people don't feel alone. So that they know that it's not about just pretending everything is great. No, that this is a real struggle. The more you struggle, the more you have to fucking fight, the more interference, the more of attacks, the more important it is for you to complete your missions. And it's not my fault. And I'm doing it right. Like the people who've been seemingly doing it wrong have been doing it right, believe me. And the people who thought have been doing it right, well, I think they're seeing now that that's not quite the case. As well as it's perfect, because again, we're all just playing roles here. That's the whole thing. Now, I'm going to take this next. There's a lot to weave together here, okay? So bear with me. Now, just before I forget, okay, if you want to take part in the 7-day healing activation bonanza, which is super powerful already, and just add to it, the link is below. You can read the activation in the description. Now, I have priced it at $55.50 because it's 7 days. It should be at the very least really 70 euros. Like, you know, a tenner a day, so to say, as well as, you know, I'm trying to really keep it real, making it available to as many people as possible. But I also know people are, you know, whatever, having their challenges, especially on the ascension journey in regards to money, as well as I know whenever I had on my ascension journey very little money, I would still literally, if I see something, you know, like spiritual, whatever, call or whatever, event course, that I would feel, you know, my intuition told me like this would really help me. I would literally invest all of my money, even, you know, the money I didn't have. And it was always worth it, even if it was actually, you know, kind of false light teachers in the end. It was still exactly what I needed now, in the now moment. And this is what you need to get. It's all about getting to know the faults, the lies, the manipulations, the betrayal. We betray ourselves, we betray others. If we don't listen to our intuition, our heart, okay, all of that stuff anyway. Because this whole betrayal thing is clearing right now. As you listen to your intuition and your heart, you return to your true God self. It's all about knowing thyself. Once you know yourself truly, you know yourself as God, you can see that within all other things, beings, kingdoms, worlds, okay, as well as, you know, all of the facets. As you can see yourself clearly, you can see others clearly. And you remember what's truly, remember what is truly real here, okay? And this is free of all of the fallen timelines. This has been so much about clear. Let it come up, observe, feel everything you need to feel. Loads of emotional purging, heart openings. Because you need, it's like all of these false timelines fully being wiped, okay? And right now, it's not fully decided of how this is going to go. I'll be going the long way to really like more painful route, whilst other, you know, people like me are fully ascending. Or can we just do this all together as quickly, as gracefully as possible right now? Like there will be a first wave of ascension, but they're like still two major timelines. And it's not that I haven't fully collapsed them yet, but they're not, you know, I'm literally holding this open in the field, and this is what I'm doing with the 7-day activation. But at some point, and I can't tell you when, the gates like of the first wave are just gonna close, and people will be left with, oh fuck, I should have just done this, you know, to just fully free themselves of all of this karmic load by just doing the right thing, returning truth, divine justice, being love in action. This is not about just imagining, saying things, you know, wishing for stuff. You need to put action to it. And right now, with the divine masculine fully here, fully anchored, activated in the field, this is arising from within us all. Again, this is this androgynous blueprint. As well as, yeah, we need the masculines to fully rise right now in real truth and return this justice and divine order. This is some of the core principles that would, you know, hold and return. And again, it's through that mind principle that I hold is like, you know, again, you need to fully surrender it to the heart. You need to keep surrendering your mind to your heart, or bringing love into your mind. And just like empty, like all the time, every day. I'm like, especially before any of these transmissions, clearing myself of any preconceived ideas, belief systems. God, show me the truth. Allow me to transmit the highest truth, the highest keys and codes in order for our full liberation and ascent. Thank you for allowing me to return the real truth and nothing but, because I know how important it is. It liberates all. And this was like, I could feel also on the 5th, Jesus, I mean, this is fully clearing up the field. Yeah. And I'm literally a cosmic exorcist, one of my many roles I'm playing just for fun here. Which is ultimately just gobbling up the fears and the doubts and the worries and the insecurities and all of this shitty programming. Because I have access to this through my blueprint. And I know also this is why I affect people so immensely. But I'm literally the cosmic rainbow bridge, which you need to walk across, so to say, or through, in order to go to heaven on earth. If you're still being triggered by me, judging me, think I'm not doing it right, sorry. You know, it's the same for me with other people. If I'm still being judged, triggered, blah, 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 by other people, again, I embrace triggers, but I go through it. You know what I mean? I don't throw it back at people. I just sit with it, alchemize it, understand where they're coming from, and just purge from my emotions. And again, people like me have been clearing so much on behalf of all, but they're not taking responsibility, throwing all of the shit back at us, and this is where it ends. Now, one way, shape, form, or another, I can already feel it. The love bliss, the divine ecstasy is arising because I've let go of all of the shit. Now, there's still some little smudges, and this is what this activation is fully going to clear from the cosmic blueprint. Because I know I'm connected to everything. This is why I don't want any group, nobody left behind here. I want every being, even the darkest of fallen entities, to just return home already and not keep on suffering. This is insanity. And the cosmic mother is fucking pissed with the bullshit. The feminine, once she's fully in alignment, again, has cleared and aligned her own bullshit. The masculine aligns by default, like in the field, again, but you're not in charge of how and through whom that happens. But we've seen the shifts as we come in full alignment, divine union with the inner masculine and feminine, because the masculine is discernment, boundaries, protecting your energy, and knowing where to spend it and not. And we're not going to keep, I'm saying this now, but I'm doing it, overgiving to people who don't appreciate it, as well as I'm not. There's a big shift happening, like within the whole field, my field. Because again, with this activation from the 1st of September, and again, it's collective. This is the end of us carrying other people's karmic load, which is basically us being the sacrificial lamb of everybody throwing all of their shit at us and us carrying it. But it only happens if you say, no, it's not. It's not who I am. This goes back to you, but it kind of was part of you because there was some niggling, insecurity still running, where you feel guilty or not quite sure of yourself, insecure. Okay, and this is what they're highlighting. It's like a magnetic attraction between the two parties, polarities, for both sides to clear that. And discord leads to harmony. You can't get this done with not talking about shit and resolving stuff. If we don't acknowledge it, how are we ever going to get there? You know, this is why I keep doing what I'm doing, because I know it really shifts the field massively, the way I speak. It's a frequency, I admit. And I embody what I speak about. And that's what truly transmits it and activates it in your field. And these are all healing transmissions. And I take so much from like holding this field now for 7 days for like 55 euros and 50 cents. And again, I can't do any discounts. This is it. Like you either know what this is worth, and it's way beyond that, truly. Or, you know, it's just, I understand if people can't afford it, then just, it's, you know, again, it's a collective activation. But yeah, it will be massively amplified for your own ascension journey and evolution if you're taking part consciously, because the more of us conscious co-creators taking part in these sacred activation healing containers, where we're fully shifting into full creator mode, okay, and activating new earth and creating all new free worlds, as we embody the freedom of being our own true, unique, authentic self, our own version of the Godhead. And we don't care what anyone thinks of us anymore. And we no longer take that shit on because we have cleared it in our own blueprint. And as it's cleared within us, we no longer take it on. It goes back to them. We see them though in a higher light, okay? This is the important part, because this is not going to be a ping pong game now. This is how the reversals happen, okay? Again, it takes two to tango. You own your shit. Once you fully cleared it, the shit doesn't keep coming up, as well as, you know, it kind of has to take its course. Like we have been playing the long game. We have been clearing all the shit whilst, you know, for our ancestral lines, spiritual lines, the whole collective, whilst again, people have been, you know, we've been the black sheep and people just judging us, thinking we're crazy, we're doing it wrong. Can you see this? Because it's like, it's the same with the spiritual programming. You just can't see that you're doing what you're accusing the greater collective of doing. Anyway, and I'm here to put people in check. I'm here as the leader of leaders. Well, not leaders of leaders. No, that's a bit funny. But I guess, yeah. Anyway, I'm here to lead us all home, okay? The teacher of teachers, healer of healers, okay? And I know my peers are not recognizing me that, I don't know, you people think I'm crazy or I'm just talking boo-boo talk. I don't know, whatever. I don't really care, because I know everybody's just going to remember who I am, who everybody else is. And I really don't care. People who really know me know I'm really humble. I come across here in a different way because, again, it's a whole different energy than people who are taking part in my group calls and activations and are really all in and are also giving back to me instead of just shit. Okay, and I'm not just saying all, obviously, okay? And I'm doing this really for the ones here that are, you know, find resonance of what I'm saying, and it really helps, okay? But sadly, the balance has been way off in general, all over the field, all over the shop, so to say, okay? And between the masculine and feminine, the giving and the taking, the nurturing one another, I have so much to give. It's like, you know, I mean, obviously I can't stop. Because I know that life and people depend on it. I hate nothing more than people suffering, as well as I've learned I can't take it away from them. That's how we take on karma. And we try to do it for other people, solve their problems, when it's not really our place, and I just need to go through these lessons. And this is what's happening now energetically. Because we've cleared enough for people now to the truth to really arise. Because I was also thinking about my last, my second last post about divine judgment returns. And I was wondering afterwards, why did I say judgment instead of justice? Because again, everything is automatic writing, speaking here, okay? I have some notes and I have an idea before, but I always open up to whatever needs to come through, comes through. And afterwards, I'm like, why did I say this? Why did I write this? And I was like, oh, I'll just trust. And I've parked my ego self, I mean, you know, behind of everything I'm doing here many years ago. And I've really mastered the flow state of literally taking life one now moment to the next, while it's clearing still out, you know, my own programming and that of everyone else's, because we're all one. It's transpersonal. That's the whole thing. Okay, that's how you get out of it, when you stop blaming yourself or anyone other, and when you understand whatever you do to another, you do to yourself. And part of the ascension process is you going through Bardo. You need to re-experience on some level, burn through these samsaras, these distortions, these reversals in your field. Because what is karma but you not being in true alignment with your real true self, your true divine blueprint? It's you out of alignment. The reversals is seeing things upside down and not for what they truly are, ultimately. So anyway, basically, this is all about right now withdrawing our attention, life force, sacred energy, healing from the people who are not really appreciating it, and really putting it into the people, places, things that do really truly support us, nurture us back. Okay, this is like resolute. This is like the last activation was really like the cutting of all chains, of all of these false attachments, false relationship templates between masculine and feminine polarities. And this also brings me back to, okay, going back to the Joshua and Mary Magdalene story. So what happened to Joshua? Joshua was crucified, let's say, okay, whatever happened or didn't happen there, energetically at the very least, and still he's hanging up on the cross. Anyway, we're going to take it down anymore now. Crucified for, you know, betraying the king, for blasphemy, for saying he's the king of the Jews. You know, the irony of the story. He was the King of Kings. He held his 12D blueprint. Okay, and this is why I'm here to return that. And again, together with the masculine, and return this blueprint, this new expanded blueprint, because this is what the twins carry. Okay, they expand the blueprint as they come back together. It's the alpha and the omega at the end of time, which is now. One way, shape, form, or another, because a lot of these activations, especially between twin flames, you know, the missions they share, they're happening at a higher consciousness level, higher dimension layer level. But this is again where spirit and physical matter have now fully merged. The masculine, feminine, higher, lower self, all of these aspects of polarity. Now to come back to Joshua. So Joshua, blamed for that. The irony, because obviously it was the other way around. Then he had also people within his own circle betraying him, the curse of Judas, or whatever we want to call this. And then also Mary Magdalene was obviously accused by the church of being a freaking prostitute, so the dark feminine. Yeah. And now this is literally what has happened to me. And again, this makes sense because, you know, being their daughter in that lifetime and part of that spiritual lineage, again, it's part of the like generational trauma, curses, hexes we all have been under. Okay, all of the fucking black magic. So this has been fully cleared now. And this is where we stop being the sacrificial lamb, because I've known what I'm doing here. This is not just because I have like self-confidence issues or abandonment issues, okay? I'm very aware, like they may be a trace of them, you know, have allowed me to keep on playing this game. Whilst many times I try to bring this all the way in. I mean, anyway, this is where this ends. Like I had infinite patience, as well as I understand this is just like there's no one to blame. You know, it's not my fault, it's not your fault, it's not no one's fault. It's like we're either all guilty or all innocent. We all just need to correct our blueprints, the same as I had to just stop to, you know, giving to certain people, places, things, my energy that made me feel so freaking depleted and sucked out of it for the last 2.5 years. I've been constantly dancing with burnout and keep pushing through, keep turning up, but it's feeling like a clown, talking, keep on repeating myself, but people like, ha, 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 most of the time. And I know it doesn't matter. If that's what it fucking takes, so be fucking it. And it brought us all the way the fuck home. Again, I'm not the only one, obviously, making this happen, yeah? But I'm just talking about my role played here because I'm just talking from that perspective to be an example that, you know, spirituality is not what it looks like, so to say. No, it's otherwise. Like beyond the spiritual, are you heart-led? Are you living in truth, for truth, to return the truth? Because this is what reality depends upon. This is not the time for egos to keep on hanging on to a false fucking matrix reality. If you haven't lost your attachments to the false illusory physical world yet, like your home, car, money, all of that shit, and you wouldn't be willing to walk out one now moment to the next with nothing, everything left behind, because God is showing you to, because it's part of your evolution and to bring us all the way home, that's where you need to be in order to fully ascend. You know, you need to be willing to physically die, because ultimately that's what we're doing. We're all dying and are being rebirthed here, and we're doing it ultimately every now moment. It's a new beginning, yeah? Now, done with the sacrificial lambing. Okay, done. So done. All right, so we no longer feel responsible. I always felt so much responsibility, as well as, yeah, we had this responsibility because we hold these blueprints to bring us all the way home. Or it's like, if I don't do this, we're going to take it forever. No, I don't want to be stuck in this insanity. Nor do I want my daughter to think this is normal and this is all there is, even though she doesn't get what I'm doing. And I know we're all just playing roles here, and we're going to be laughing any moment now, truly. As you let the weight of the past fully go, of everything that was, see it from the higher perspective, the big picture, you get it, okay? Because all of the betrayal has happened in between the gray lines, the tribes. First of all, the cosmic family, okay? It's just been too much. This has been too fucking much to carry, to keep on going. And people just keep on projecting and not owning their shit a lot of the time. Anyway, 0707. Now, the offspring of Mary and Joshua hold the Holy Grail, Trinity principle, the evolutionary blueprint for the new Cosmic Kryst and Christos Sophia, androgynous blueprint. They hold the blueprint for the new Edenic bodies and realities. Okay, this is why they've been hunted down. This is why we've had such a hard time, all the gray lines. But we have betrayed one another because we betrayed ourselves, as well as, hey, this has been part of the divine plan. So we know what that feels like. And yeah, it starts somewhere. Of course, it starts within a family, no? And then it goes out to greater society. So this is also where we heal. And beyond the family, it's you and yourself and I. Which is why we have been doing a lot of this fucking wasp. So, another one gone. I had to kill 5 others. Anyway, a solution of water and soap helps to wear them down, and then you just kill them. Because I don't like killing them, but they made me. Wasps, don't like them. They're bad. I don't like, well, obviously not everything is like just negative, any kind of animal symbolism or otherwise. It's the both end. So it has good things, but like it has been feeling like, you know, warning off danger, which as well as I was just like, as I was killing the wasps, it's like, yeah, anyone else? Come on then. It's like, fuck danger. Okay, fuck them all. We're going to hold this field for 7 days and we're going to free us all. Okay, I want us all the way home. Enough of the bullshit. Okay, like truly, people, we have to support one another. We have to see the truth. We have to go beyond any kind of ego distortions that are still running rampant in the field, narcissistic, self-serving traits. Okay, this is like the teamwork makes the dream work, but yeah, of course, you first of all need to see the truth. So this is, oh yeah. So it was shown the title of the last active post, one of the last posts of Divine Judgment Returns. Because it was shown, because judgment comes before justice, you first of all need to be able to make a true judgment, okay, which would be more like discernment, okay, because judgment, again, is a form of separation. But basically, having that discernment and the true, you know, crystalline clear vision of what has even happened, what is true, what is real, what is not real, you know, reversing all of these reversals, seeing past all of these ego filters and lenses, knowing thyself, then you can truly see, okay, only then can you make a judgment. So that's all part of the disclosure. This is all unfolding. But again, there's so much that's constantly shifting in the quantum field. This is not about time. It's all about frequency. It's all about people jumping, hopping, fucking leaping all the way the fuck home, okay? To the one true God self that is free of all of the separation and fear and paranoia and psychosis. Fully liberated and free from all of this false fear matrix programming, okay? And sometimes you need to speak your truth, even if your fucking knees are shaking or you're stuttering. I don't care, okay? You just need to speak from the heart. You need to speak the truth. You just need to be the truth. And it's all right now about, there will be massive shifts and changes happening. I don't know what's going to happen over the next 7 days. I feel it's going to be super extra powerful. It has already been so freaking high, the energies. I mean, God is helping us. So, and he's going to lift the veil for the truth to fully arise, okay? He, she, Mother, Father, God, us all, okay? As we bring in true divine justice, making the wrongs right, aligning all within and then without, and that brings back the Garden of Eden, literally, okay? It's a consciousness we embody. It's you in alignment with crystalline clarity, okay? It's our plasma light bodies fully activating the cosmic quantum tree of life. All of that, okay. Was there anything? What's more? Oh yeah, one big thing. I need to transmit. So basically, this is literally why I came to complete the help with you all together as one, complete the Christos mission, the Emerald Order mission, bringing all souls back home. And this is completed at higher level. The blueprint reclamation, it's been fully ignited. It's just what perception of reality do you have and why do you have it? Because you're looking out there or you retrieve the information from deep inside of you and source. You know, I get my information from source. And I don't say this lightly. Because again, I came here to bring back the gray lines, the cosmic family, to reunite us all as one, to remind everyone of what the real truth really feels like. What is this really truly about? Not getting lost in polarization and freaking victimizer storylines and bullshit. Really, it comes from the deepest place of love. And people don't have a clue what it has taken to keep on going like this, really. And I don't appreciate it. Or, you know, just, you know, the time I spent, the energy, the effort, again, everything I put into this. And they've just, you know, I know the frequency we carry, the purer it is, the more authenticity we carry, the more it triggers other people's shadows. And if they don't own them, they're just falling back at you. And so far we've been taking it, but this is just where this ends. Because we're going to be happy now. We're no longer sacrificing our own well-being. I'm trying my best, you know, especially this last week, to bring in more and more balance, as well as, you know, running the activations continuously, because I'm holding the field, I'm holding the blueprint. You know, there's not, I cannot just, when people say like, just look after yourself, you need to put yourself first. It's like, it's not even a choice. It's a happening. I'm not in charge here. God is in charge of my vessel and what I do or don't do for many years now. And people don't get that. Anyway, they will now, because everybody's remembering the real truth, nothing freaking but. And the gray lines together, the original founder race, okay, of creation, they hold together the morphogenetic field, the sphere of Amenti together as one. And this is what we've been literally healing with this last activation of closing the circle. It was so powerful. Oh yeah. And as part of the 7-day bonanza, I also included that activation from closing the circle in that when you sign up, okay? Because I know sometimes, people, during that hour also of when we do the daily activation. And if you're not available at that time, just do it at another time, okay? During the day, and just, when you can relax. Again, read the description. But ideally at the time when we say, and just tune in either in silence, really through this, quantum field. Again, this will be massive grid activations and plasma light body activations. That's the main focus. It's all connected with the heart. And again, everything that it says in the description, as well as so much more that I never get to say ever, as well as have already said. Because this is a culmination of everything. And we're gonna power this baby lightship Earth in our own plasma light bodies all the way up. Flying all the way to fuck home. Okay, now's the time. So I don't know when exactly all is going to fully ignite. Can be any moment now, literally. Okay, who knows what happens, when, how? That's not up to us, but we truly give it our best to make the magic continuously happening, because we continuously co-create realities. Okay, and this is where we need to, this is the ultimate do-over. This is the ultimate new beginning, where we've learned the lessons. The judgment is here, crystalline clarity. The judgment is here, and now you can do yourself justice and everyone else around you as you bring everything into full alignment. It's the only way. You can't just wish it right. You need to, again, your intuition guides you from one moment to the next. You just know what's right and what's wrong. You don't need a list. You don't need anyone to tell you. Okay. Again, this is all about your connection to source. That's the only way how you know real truth. And you have to discern it for yourself. That's the whole reason for the exercise. You unifying with your God self. I'm just reminding you of how to get there. Plus, yeah, I can very much access these, God source frequencies. And, it's easier for you to pick up on. And my healings and activations are super powerful. And yeah, they clear a lot, as well as upgrade, align, activate. It's a whole mix. Now, this is our return to oneness, okay? Us together, pulling together as the tribes, fully unified again, in a common cause, seeing. Anyway, it's happening from within a oneness. So it's just like a question of how much are people going to struggle, especially the ones listening here, okay? And again, I speak always to the oneness, okay? And depending on the energies that are going to be present. And it all serves a purpose. I just keep moving energy. If people think I'm putting too much attention on certain negative things, because they're just used to people just wanting to, I don't know, just pretend everything is great and not tell people, hey, this is what's not right, and this is how we fix it. I'm just not complaining. I give solutions, okay? But people have just been sitting there, too many. And not being part of because all I am about is hey, this is transpersonal. Let's heal this together. That's the only way it's ever going to happen. But people have just been throwing it at people like me and just basically for us to heal. So this stops now. They will see this now, have already, I'm sure. This is full and final, and even if we speak about the wrath of God, it's ultimately the wrath of your own God self coming down upon you. Believe me. You will see this in battle. Now, we get to go home back to the real natural self, organic reality, okay? Leave this false artificial matrix behind. It's again, forget about all the subjectification, objectification. It's just freaking fierce. Project it out. That's creating the mayhem. Okay? Really simplified. So as you push through them, even if your voice is shaking, push through the fear. This is your quantum leap. Okay? One after another until you just flow. And it's just okay. And you still feel fear here and there and transcend, whatever. But you just know. It's just, you just need to be present with it and burn through it. It's the only way. Okay, you need to walk through the fires of purification, illumination, ascension. It's the only way to make it in your body through this transition. You need to be fully absorbed. You need to fully acknowledge everything that's not in full alignment with the truth I have been trying my best to transmit here. The true ethics, values, virtues of the Cosmic Kryst, what that means, the new Christos Blueprint, and what that looks like. It's more of a frequency. Again, I'm not going to put this into a list because that's distracting, like the 10 Commandments. They haven't helped much. as I have seen. And yeah, and an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind, and so it did now. Okay, because this is beyond ping pong. That's what karma is. It stops. It has already stopped with us. The game has already stopped, and this is just going to fully unfold now. Okay. All right. Now the energies are freaking high. Oh yeah, one more thing I need to transmit. All right. What I was shown is, and I've said this in similar ways, I think, especially during group calls, and maybe also over the last 2 years, again and again in different ways. So the original polarity divide, okay, is between masculine and feminine. This is the core of any polarity within creation, masculine, feminine principles, energies, okay? And if we go back to one of the original invasion timelines, one of the major trigger points was the Lemurian Holocaust, okay? When we had invasions, and you can look this up on ascensionglossary.com and just put in Lemurian Holocaust or one or the other word and see what comes up, okay? And again, just try to retrieve it yourself, okay? But just in case you want to. Anyway, it's been very much about the original Iyanis, okay? These high priestesses who held the original blueprints and source codes for creation, and we were invaded. And the women were taken off for forced breeding programs. The men were left behind and were taken as slaves or killed. And we all eventually died in kind of, pain and torture. Anyway. So this has been fully healed, or is healing for everyone collectively now. Just as all implants, okay, it's fully healing right now and being removed, along with anything and everything that's artificial and inorganic. Now, anyway, I was shown, and again, it's not just that timeline, it's woven throughout many different timelines, okay, between the masculine and feminine divide, because as I said earlier on, in other transmissions, blank. Oh yeah, before the invasions came in, the masculine and feminine were already divided. That's the only way anything could have come in. They were already split apart. And again, it had to happen. It was part of being in different bodies, okay? But I was shown the core of that split of why that was so. And again, I've said this in similar ways, different ways before. Ultimately, and it's the same between the families, the gray lines, the founder races, okay? It's jealousy, envy, competition. And this is what happens when you don't really know yourself, because when you really know yourself, you're fully in alignment with your own mission and purpose. You're not in competition with no one. But obviously it was about also, a fight for power, us playing different roles, having, again, jealousy. So, and this existed and exists at its core between masculine and feminine. But the thing is, it was because it was also matriarchal society. What I was shown is that the masculine was feeling like a slave to the feminine, because the masculine principle supports, protects, provides. And the feminine is and he's the giver, and she's the receiver, the healing force, the nurturing, the oracle of perceiving the vision, and then he puts it into practice. But on that physical level, it then seems as if he is kind of more in service to her on that physical level, although she does it on a spiritual level. She keeps him safe and protected on a spiritual level, provided for, abundant. And anyway, but because they were in different bodies, and because he saw himself kind of as less than, because again, it's also about the split of the mind and the heart, the mental and emotional body that happened with the split of the androgynous body into masculine and feminine embodiments in a physical. Hey, this just all had to happen, because again, what they've done is that they've taken that half blueprint and doubled it into a full whole. And now when I come together, they're both 100%, and together again in neurogamic reunion at one with source, they're 300% and so much more. This is why there's been so much interference, because again, they bring this original Edenic blueprint fully together. Okay, this is why there's been so much fuckery, interference, and confusion. So, and basically, it's like you can't compare apples with oranges. The love that the feminine has, this life-giving power, okay, of creation. I mean, she births the masculine. So yeah, she would have seemed as if she has more power. That would have, that fear then made him overpower her, or rather again, the shadow self was born the invaders came in, basically living out the shadows that we didn't own. And now we own them, okay? Because you need to merge shadow and light. This is not about getting rid of the shadow. It's not about killing the ego. You can't get rid of polarity. You integrate it, you merge it, you alchemize it, you turn it back into gold because it's primal life force energy, the shadow. It has so much potential. It's like the dark matter body and, you know, antimatter. It's pure potential. You can birth it into anything you want to. It's all about wielding that power, wielding the flame, knowing how to hold it without it, burning you out or others. So where we learn right use of power, which we could only learn for all of these experiences of how it's not done, because the masculine then overpowered the feminine physically, which he can, like in its natural sense, the physique of men and women are different. You get me. Anyway, and overpowered her, demeaned her, gaslit her, made her feel less than on that level. And she took it because, again, she wasn't standing in her power. She allowed it. She muddy cuddles and, sweeps things under a carpet or walks on eggshells and doesn't speak her truth. The true feminine is both. The true masculine is both. Your shadow and light. You know when to, have your shadow, so to say, or, I don't know, like these more powerful aspects of you step forth when you need to protect yourself. I need to kill some wasps and you're just done with this bullshit. Okay? Like this is happening at a big collective level. I've said before, this is where your 1% psychopath needs to come out and you need to just cut shit out and slay those demons, within your own field and collectively, and just be resolute. There is no more emotionally manipulating us. Okay, this is where the feminine within us all is no longer being manipulated, where she's no longer going mad, crazy, angry. Okay, again, you can feel all of this, like, because this does make you crazy, seriously, when you really see it for what it is, and you keep speaking the truth. And anyway, but you also understand it. It's the both end, and you keep bringing it back to that. Because it's from that place of non-resistance, of like seeing the higher truth, of like forgiving them because they don't really know what they're doing, because they're just at a lower frequency bandwidth and haven't had yet that just physically, frequency-wise, the ability to understand what I was even saying. But I know this is all shifting now because the God self has taken over, the God mind has taken over, all of our good heart, inner and outer work, and collectively has truly brought us all the way home. And this is where this takes over. And this is where we bring in this masculine feminine divide split. It has already healed in the field. It's just playing out now in the physical. That's all that's left. Okay. So we're going to keep amplifying. We keep amping it up, literally, over the next 7 days. Anything can happen during that time. Because truly, this is quantum. This is super powerful. So join us. Again, details are below. If there are any updates, who knows what's going to happen during that time. Again, anything is possible, but that's what I'm going to be focusing on for now, okay? The new container, especially for my membership listening. I'm just leaving things as they are for now and allow this all to fully collapse in the quantum field as much as African can until basically we have pushed all the way through, as I see it. Or again, we take it from one moment to the next and see what happens. Because again, through quantum uncertainty, we never quite know what comes out of it. Even if you have 99% of success rate, how exactly and when everything is unfolding, it's literally up to the God, Mother, Father, God, which is us all together, unified as one within the quantum field. Truly, we are it, right? So as we fully remember that, and just align it all fully from deep within, everything in our life, okay? Literally, everything can shift and change for the better, as well as for the worse, from one moment to the next. Like, this is where, like, the people who've been abusing their power, especially of the opposition, it's been taken from them. But it's also, as we claim it back, this is where it automatically happens in the field, because as we lost it, gave it away, so to say, it was taken from us. We didn't know better. As we learn how to take it back, how to really work this reality, how all of this really works, they lose theirs. Okay, and again, it's only been given to them by their own God self in order to play out this whole melodrama, for us all to learn and expand and multiply that blueprint, for us to merge all of the worlds, beings, kingdoms, all as one. Okay, this is the big picture. It's a perfection where you just see perfection. You just, and you let it all go. And please, if you try to still figure anything out, just keep empty, empty, empty. Just ask God, show me. Please show me. If I need to still get anything, show me. You know, but just don't try to work it out in your little ego mind. Please stop making up shit. Enough of this already, okay? The new God mind is just pure cognition. It's love bliss. It's divine ecstasy. It's a rising out in your lightness of being as you fully let go of all of this karmic load. But you need to line it all from deep within. And I know I really have helped people with that massively and literally for free in all of these cosmic updates. And you can look back at them. Any of my group calls are super powerful. They often go for like 5-6 hours, including the light language assisted activations. And again, one of them I've included in, as you sign up for the 7-day remote activation bonanza. So it's just energetically us connecting in the field. Yeah, no call, no video. But if you want to listen to anything, one of my activations, again, I also have SoundCloud. You can also see the details below, loads of free activations there. And as well as the MP3 from the last activation of this last Closing the Circle call, because it's been a big favorite so far in my group container. It's very powerful. It has really brought everything all the way in. It's really sometimes I wonder, how do I do this shit? Truly. It's God working through me, okay? The same as my gifts and abilities and power has just been given to me through my full surrender to Source, being in divine service, sacrificing so much in my own life. You have no idea. And this is where this ends, okay? Because we're all now God sovereign and free. We're giving this gift to everyone else. Again, this is part of just everything completing, the missions completing, because it was just our responsibility to carry this load, as well as some people out there have not been carrying their responsibility. And it's time, okay? There's the time to shift and change everything forever is always now. Okay, especially now. Now. Okay. Now, I think I leave it here. I think I said everything I really needed to say. There's so many notes, but really, again, I could talk here forever. It's also being transmitted now through the field. I've been working on this more and more. This is the Cosmic Emerald Crystal Diamond Rosette Network. It's part of the Cosmic Quantum Tree of Life, fully coming online. This is a new telepathic network, cosmically connecting us as one cosmic family. Everything is just known in this field. Lies, manipulation is not possible, okay? And those of us who are truly already tuned in, we already can feel when something is off. No more fearing. Again, sensing danger when something is off. Yeah, it's something different than the constant stupid fear programming we've been under. Okay, now with all the injustices being fully corrected now, the Cosmic Kryst Blueprint reset goes fully supernova. Okay, we're going nuclear here. Everything is being fully aligned. Everything else is being purged until there's only real truth left. Okay, this is like paradise is ready for us. We need to jump all the way through as you fully let go of all of the bullshit. As I've talked about plenty. Okay, this is fully like the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. Coming one for you to arrive back in the Garden of Eden, okay? And it's a consciousness we embody. It's not about going anywhere, right? So go deep within. This is also why I'm doing this remotely instead of us on calls, because again, we could talk forever, but I know I'm very powerful when I do remote work because I don't need to pay attention to all of this other stuff of talking and camera, and it's very exhausting within itself. But I can really focus all of my energy on the energy work, which I'm kind of best at. And I'm sure you too. So if you feel guided to join this powerful container and amplify the energy and the frequencies, okay, and the power we hold, and also, you know, assist those around us, because truly, as we shift, all shifts, okay, because we hold these sacred blueprints, and it's all about being the change that makes a shift happen, being love in action, okay, because it's not of what we say, it's what we do in life, truly, in the end of it all. Yeah, okay. Now, let's keep making the magical shift happen and keep leveling up. Okay, this is our full and final ascent as I see it. Any more updates about the new container, taking this offline? Also, like, I just want to be on New Earth already. I really don't care about all of this stuff. Really, I really don't. I just want to be there. I just want everybody free, provided for, and just knowing themselves as God. This is our divine birthright, knowing who we truly are, which is God's source consciousness embodied. It solves all of our other problems, truly. Okay. Right. So this is where everything conspires for us, at one with the cosmos. No more illusions of separation, running this crazy clown show. And we're going to enter a whole new playing field, okay? And we're in charge now, okay? We are the true guardians, the magic grail queens and kings, the starborn, reborn, okay? Fully rising, the second coming of the Christ. We are it. Own this, own your power, use it wisely in a co-creation with those you really trust, feel supported by, seen by, valued, respected, and given back to, because we need to keep watering each other. Otherwise, some of us run dry and exhausted and just fucking, you know, it affects the whole field. If you understand what some of us are holding, you should really, like, you know, anyway. Now that you can see clearly, you will be supporting the right people and no longer the false, which, you know, again, was all part of the plan. All right, everything was part of the plan. Understand that everything had to happen the way it did ultimately to get us all the way home. And it's all about just seeing the truth now, fully aligning everything with the real truth, returning true divine justice and order. That brings us all the way home. That's all that counts, ultimately. Because it was a dream. It's not real. So let go of the dream as you resolve it all. And the beginning meets the end for a whole new beginning. The ultimate do-over. It's here now. Let's be this. There's still much fully collapsing in the quantum field right now. So highest possibilities, bull's eye, through the eye of the needle, all the way home. Paradise is here now. It's a consciousness we embody, anchor, emit, and send out to the whole cosmos. Okay, and this is also what we do during the activation. Okay, again, see details below if you want to take part. Thank you, thank you, thank you for anyone and all who have and are supporting me in any way, shape, form, or another. And again, just keep on believing. Truly, our rewards are so overdue. All of the blessings, the infinite abundance that we are. Again, I mean, it's all interconnected with us truly remembering the love that we are and truly valuing, respecting ourselves, and then also putting this into action of what that means in our lives. That's what seals our field. That's what stops the bullshit, okay? We hold the power, always did. Okay. Thank you so much. So much love, so many blessings. I see you there. Bye-bye.